Yo guys, Sunny V2 just dropped a new video. He's a huge content creator coming up in the world, so let's check out Sunny V2. This is celebrities who gave up fame to work a normal job. Just dropped.
Charlie Bucket in Willy Wonka to the Shermanator from American Pie. These are celebrities who work normal jobs now, beginning with Hayden Christensen, who gave up his fame as a Hollywood actor to return to the world of manual labor. After appearing in the third Star Wars movie back in 2005, Christensen explained that he felt he hadn't really earned his fame, stating, "I guess I felt like I had this great thing in Star Wars that provided all these opportunities and gave me a career, but it all kind of felt a little too handed to me," also adding that he liked the idea of deliberately sabotaging his fame.
Wait, why would you want to sabotage your fame, bro? Also, it's kind of hard to react to this video because he does a good job of editing, man, like for real.
So he could start from scratch. You can't take years off and not have it affect your career, he admitted. But I don't know, in a weird sort of destructive way, there was something appealing about that to me. For this reason, Christensen decided to purchase a farm just outside of Toronto, Canada, so he could get into the world of agriculture, stating,
Man, I've never had more than $1,000, so them doing this, it just seems unattainable almost, guys, but hey, we're trying our best here, you know, no longer addicted, so
I'm trying to figure it out, it's all new to me, but I would eventually like it to be a fully operational farm with livestock and different crops. I've got a tractor and an excavator, and I'm learning to use all the construction equipment.
Snap, going through some, you know, rich person stuff, man, you know, goals of a rich person, that's a cool thing to do.
Right now there's an apple orchard that I want to extend, and I've started a small vegetable garden, and I want to turn a hayfield into lavender, which also led to his own line of country clothing through a company called RW&Co. Christensen has since been spotted at numerous
nice
farmers markets and maintains that the farm is going well.
How's things going, man?
Oh, he still has a farm. Wow, he's getting on TMZ for being in Star Wars.
How's the farm? Good. Farm's good.
However, while Hayden Christensen is still kind of working for himself, Stephen Anthony Lawrence has since found a different type of employment.
I thought he was gonna get a regular job. No, it's manual labor, but it's still something he owns. Since he owns a farm, you know what I mean?
Since he played Beans in Even Stevens. After the show,
I thought he was gonna be working at like a forest farm, but he got just too rich from that movie.
In 2003, Lawrence struggled to land any further teen roles, as he went bald only 1 year later at the age of 14.
What? Going bald at 14, dude? What the? Oh my gosh.
Stating in a Vice interview, "I mean, it sucks, but you come to terms with it." During the same interview, Lawrence explained that both of his parents were then diagnosed with cancer.
And there is some reversals for that, but I guess he doesn't care. I mean,
making it
doesn't look that bad. I mean,
even more difficult for him to return to acting, having stated, "You're being a caregiver, you've got to be there to change diapers, and you can't do that when you're on auditions. That's physically impossible, it just wouldn't work." After both of his parents tragically passed away, Lawrence returned to the workforce.
Dude, seriously, that sucks, man. I don't even know. I can't even begin to think about how that could affect me, bro, if that happened, bro.
As a part-time actor alongside another interesting job, Santa's Little Helper at the Sun Valley Shopping Center. Fans have been flocking to the mall to get their own selfie with Beans, and he seems to be having a good time with it. If Instagram captions are to be believed, he's making dreams come true, which is certainly more than that mall Santa can say.
It's hard for me to recognize celebrities that were in movies so long ago and stuff.
Beans explained in the Vice interview that he took the role to honor his father,
but impossible,
stating, "Dad was really into Christmas. He was a big Clark Griswold guy, so this was kind of my way to feel close to him during the holidays and do something cool for people." However, it was Danny Lloyd from The Shining who decided that the world of media just wasn't for him. Apart from 2 other minor appearances, The Shining became Danny's only major role on the big screen.
Oh snap.
And considering he was only
the tragedy of being a child star, know what I mean?
6 years old at the time, he'd returned to school like any other person. I'm glad I was in The Shining. It just wasn't something that panned out, and I decided to go back to being a regular kid in school. I worked at the local Walmart. I also worked on a hog farm driving a tractor and working with the hogs. A Hollywood life probably wouldn't have been for me anyway.
Probably. There's so many stories that come out of, being in Hollywood, such as, Amanda Bynes went back to like a 5150 hold recently.
In a different interview, Danny explained that he used these farm jobs to pay his way through university, which ultimately led to the full-time job he works now, biology teaching at a high school. Lloyd learned fast.
Dude, for reals? Dude, that's something to tell like every single working class at a high school. Be like, yeah, I was a guy in there, and then occasionally you'd show it off in school, like on movie day or something. You'd be like, yep. Yeah, that's me acting right there.
Plus, that being the kid from The Shining was not a fact he needed to share with pupils looking for chinks in his authority. It was disruptive in class, so that's when I began to really play it down. Were the kids waggling their fingers hissing red rum? He laughs good-naturedly, yes, very occasionally, but enough for me to know I had to downplay it. As a teacher, you're supposed to be in control, which has got to be an outlook shared by Carrie Henn, who also ditched Hollywood to work in education. After playing the character Newt in the 1986 classic Aliens, Henn decided not to pursue full-time acting and
I didn't even know that was a movie.
Instead continued with her schooling. For this reason, she fell out of the public spotlight for over 30 years, returning in a 2016
30 years? Oh my gosh, bro, that's a while.
Comic-Con interview with Kevin James to state that she'd rather found traditional employment.
I always wanted to be a teacher, so I went to school to be a teacher.
Tell them what you do.
I teach 4th grade.
Yet it was Vanilla Ice whose career change was significant.
Nice. Oh, Vanilla Ice. He's been kind of. He went viral like 5 years ago, man. We gotta see what's up with Vanilla Ice.
More surprising. He found massive success in 1990 with the now infamous song Ice Ice Baby, yet his music career had almost no longevity, with many considering Vanilla Ice to be a one-hit wonder. With his music career in the dumps, Vanilla Ice tried his hand at motocross racing and even professional jet skiing, which worked reasonably well given he peaked as the world's #6 ranked sit-down jet ski racer.
Oh snap, for real, bro. He's making gains out there. World #6.
Competing nearly every weekend and earning a Kawasaki sponsorship.
That's like the #1 freaking guy in the #1 jet ski manufacturer, I guess.
At the same time, Vanilla Ice began to go down a dark path of drug addiction,
Oh,
leading
no.
to his disappearance from the spotlight. However, in 2010, the name would reappear in a show about houses called the Vanilla Ice Project. He'd become a renovator. The show ran for over 9 years, displaying countless different construction
Dang, for real, I didn't even know he ran this, dude.
projects. Yet this wasn't the only normal job that Vanilla Ice wound up doing. In 2013,
That's not a normal job, man. He's doing it for a show.
an article was published to the website Joe reading, "He's transformed himself from rapper to lighting salesman. We guess when the lights go out on a rapping career, you have to find a way to turn them on again. But by selling lights and lighting designs, really? Mr. Ice currently works for Capital Lighting in Florida and has designed what he calls Vanilla Ice Lighting, a line of chandeliers and wall sconces. Check out this
He's still capitalizing on the brand, you know what I mean? For sure.
advert for lighting starring Ice himself. And yes, he actually says lights, lights, baby. However, it was Peter
No way. We should get that or something one day. That'd be pretty cool.
Ostrom from Willy Wonka, who decided that instead of living in a chocolate factory, he'd rather look after animals. Shortly after appearing in the film, the Ostrom family purchased a horse, sparking what would become a lifelong interest in farm animals. After finishing high school,
Woo, let's go.
Ostrom worked in an equestrian center in Pennsylvania, which was followed by his college graduation with a veterinary degree, having been inspired by the vet who looked after the family horse. I can remember the veterinarian coming out and taking care of the horses, and it made a huge impression on me. This person really enjoyed what he did for a living. My father was a lawyer and I really didn't have a clue what he did all day, but I knew exactly what the veterinarian did. Someone making a living from something he enjoyed so much really sparked my interest. Ostrom was so entrenched in the idea of becoming a vet that he never returned to Hollywood. His one and only acting role, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, having stated,
One and only acting role? What? No way.
"Acting was fine, but I wanted something more steady, and the key is to find something that you love doing, and that's what my profession
I guess he didn't like acting then.
has given me." Although he's not the only celebrity on this list to dedicate his life to the medical field, as Jennifer Stone from The Wizards of Waverly Place followed a similar pathway. Only 1 year after the show came to an end in 2012, Stone was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, with her experience in the hospital
Oh man, that sucks. You always gotta have like your sugar when having that.
Inspiring her to join the medical field.
Wanted to make sure that nobody ever had to experience
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
that when they were going through
I kind of did for a little while. I got like diagnosed with asthma.
uncertainty. I know it's a drop in the bucket, but it was something I could do.
While maintaining minor acting roles on the side, Stone began to volunteer at a Burbank medical center, and by 2019 she'd become a fully qualified nurse, stating, "I just see so much more of humanity than
It takes a lot of years to actually even become a nurse.
I ever saw before nursing. I've seen parts of humanity that I don't know if I would have ever seen without it. It's a beautiful thing and it's heartbreaking, and it's a great reminder
Yeah, scary job being that.
to be thankful for the things that you do have." Since becoming a registered nurse, it seems Jennifer Stone has pretty much retired from acting. However, this hasn't stopped her from being recognized by some of her patients.
And I had a lot of patients that are like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing being a nurse?
But whatever happened to the Shermanator from American Pie? Well, according to IMDb, real name Chris Owen continued to land role after role following the iconic performance.
Dang, look at that movie list, man. Making so much money right
On
there.
the 28th of September 2012, a post was made to Reddit reading, "At a sushi restaurant in Santa Monica, the Shermanator was my waiter."
Oh, they found him. They found him.
Approximately 1 year later, additional photos were sent to the Radar website, with the sender stating it was kind of funny watching the Shermanator serve at a sushi restaurant. It was also sort of sad to see how quickly and easily an actor can fall from fame. No one in the
Hey, a regular job is still making a lot of money. I wonder what he does now, though.
restaurant even seemed to recognize him. When interviewed by the
Like, I
Daily
personally think it's a privilege.
News 3 years later, Owen stated life doesn't always go the way
But not incredibly easy, you know what I mean?
planned. "I love acting and this job lets me stay in the fight. I get recognized a lot," he says. "I walk up to the table and see the look in their eyes. People get excited and it feels good. I like connecting with people for that brief moment in time," although in December 2018, it seemed Chris Owen recognized that he'd need a long-term career path, as he'd make a post to his Instagram stating that he joined a property company called Compass, with his following post showing that he'd become a real estate agent. But
Oh, snap. Okay, that's where he makes some bank now.
while Chris Owen took these positions out of necessity, it was Susan Boyle who got a day job just so she could return to being a normal person. Despite having a
This person.
net worth of over $40 million, Susan has often been commended for living an extremely humble life, having raised over £42 million for charity whilst continuing to live in her childhood home. However, Susan Boyle's desire for normality was best highlighted in an article from June 2014 titled, "Millionaire Susan Boyle applies for a £6 an hour
Why though? Why? You're set for life.
cashier job" in her local bookmakers, with the article reading, "The 52-year-old singer is reported to have applied for a minimum wage £6 an hour cashier's job after spotting a job advert in the window of her local bookmakers Ladbrokes. Upon reading the advert
Like, you're 42 million in. Oh gosh. I guess she just wanted to experience what it's like to be a cashier or something.
on Thursday afternoon,
And it's kind of an interesting job, really.
Susan entered the premises and spent around 5 minutes talking to the shop's deputy manager David Core, 28, about the role. Susan Boyle walked into the shop and inquired about the job advertised in our window. We were all in shock. Obviously she doesn't need the money, so I think she saw it as a way of getting her out of her house and taking her mind off things, with the article also implying that it'd be a good way for her to reintegrate with the local community. Interestingly, it seems Boyle didn't end up getting the job. However, Kevin Jonas
Oh, she didn't even get the job. So she probably still living in that mansion, her house. Alright, next.
was a little more lucky. When the Jonas Brothers took a hiatus back in 2013,
Wait, from the Jonas Brothers? No way. Man, these guys must have a lot of savings. They just do it for fun, right? Because these are huge roles that they're landing, for sure, for sure.
the brothers pursued their own solo projects, yet the third brother, Kevin, decided to leave music altogether and walk a slightly different path. He dived into the world of construction, creating a property development business called Jonas Werner, and would also become the co-CEO of a social media business called the Blue Market Company. But while you could still consider this far from a normal job, it's time to talk about Nikki Blonsky, who's perhaps one of the greatest examples of giving up fame to go back to a regular life.
Okay, here's this. You saved the best for last. You saved the best for last. So let's check this one out.
First ever acting role was in Hairspray the movie, so it was kind of funny that only 4 years later, she'd get her cosmetology license before landing a job as a hairstylist in her hometown. Superstar is happy to announce our newest employee, our cosmetologist Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray, which was followed by a tweet to Nikki Blonsky's Twitter.
Dude, that's such an old version of Twitter, man. I wonder if she still works there.
Her new part-time position. It's true I'm working at Superstar Salon as a makeup artist, and I'm proud to be working and helping pay bills, but I'll never lose sight of my dreams. Just because I'm part-time working doesn't mean I'm gonna give up on my dreams, and don't give up on yours. I might book something big soon, keep positive, and apparently she made the right decision by doing this, given the customer feedback. I was so surprised today when I showed up at
Yeah, kind of trippy. Like, what are our dreams anyways? Like, you know, we're all kind of stuck at a job. At least, you know.
Star to get my makeup done, and it turned out to be Nikki Blonsky applying it. She did a great job and I really look like a superstar.
Alright guys, that's the video. Shout out Sunny V2, link in the description. Like and subscribe.